Previously on Wynonna Earp.
I am a fully grown half-angel.
I am the Guardian.
We're
working on some interdimensional gateway.
So 2005 Chili cook-off all over again.
I'm gonna be waiting for you back in Purgatory.
I'm here! And we gotta get back there!
I really do. You've been gone 18 months, 3 weeks, and 4 days. All of you have.
Dead bodies from nooses on scaffolding.
Someone has been handing out hypnotize.
That's clear fashion. Don't. Who the hell and why?
Frontier justice, retribution must not only be paid, it must be seen to be paid.
The old-timey version of Pixar didn't happen. Something here is pretty off. Shorties. Think better with a little fire in our bellies.
Wynonna and Doc walk into a bar and are surprised to see it decorated in a tropical theme.
Natalie and I were here after you followed Waverly upstairs. We drank your tequila, but we did not macrame.
So unless this is just a surprise makeover by the Property Brothers,
She glares at him.
on occasion I will put it on. Middle of the afternoon if I have cleaning to do.
Wynonna appears unimpressed.
What is this menu? Gunfight at the Okra Corral? No, it was a cock holiday.
It says it is chicken bone broth. Is that not simply soup? Wynonna.
Chrissy, Natalie, are you a sight for sore livers?
How dare you!
Chrissy throws a bottle at them.
What the big, Chrissy?
Wynonna!
Chrissy grabs Wynonna's hair and Wynonna spins her around.
Let her go.
A group of men has them surrounded at gunpoint. Wynonna lets Chrissy go.
All right, say your piece, Chrissy.
Say your piece, Chrissy. Just say your piece. If you want to chat, I can chat. I'm a good listener.
Wynonna Earp, I am placing you under a citizen's arrest for the murder of my father, Randall Nedley.
Wynonna looks at her in shock and turns slowly toward Doc.
It's just so good to be home.
Still photos of Wynonna aiming the peacemaker and a demonic couple. The title reads, Wynonna Earp, created for television by Emily Andras.
I would never hurt Nedley as if we take the word of an Earp. Your dad did. He trusted me.
Answer at once.
Nedley can't be dead.
Demand proof.
He was last seen with Wynonna, and that's when she disappeared for a year and a half. What a coincidence. Your dad was helping me. He was hurt, but I left him safe with Mercedes. Wait, when did you say?
We're going to get you alive.
No! No!
They push Wynonna onto a flatbed and Doc pulls out his guns. A man fires a pistol into the air.
What the?
It's not the sheriff. Where's Nicole?
The sheriff eyes Chrissy disapprovingly.
Miss Chrissy, your dad lived his life for the law. What do you think of your behavior now?
You didn't know him.
No, but I do know this is not the way we do things in Purgatory.
The sheriff walks up to Wynonna and offers her his hand. She pulls her arm free of an assailant's grip and steps off a pickup truck.
Just like the criminal vermin we hung last Monday, Miss Earp shall have a trial first.
Get away from me. Get Nicole.
I shall get everyone.
Doc sprints off as the sheriff hauls Wynonna away. View of the homestead. Waverly dances into the kitchen.
What?
Rachel sits at the kitchen table.
Valdez. Rachel Valdez. Hi. I'm, cold.
Waverly grabs a robe.
Yeah, frozen. I mean, practically Elsa.
Rachel steps toward her.
I had no idea you were...
Kombucha? Pardon?
I make it myself, and after last night, I bet you need some hydration. Microbes. So you're staying here?
A hanging bell rings.
Batman in the microwave. What? There's something in the trap. Which one? Behind the barn. What are we trapping?
Nicole cocks a shotgun.
Monsters.
Waverly cocks her head uneasily before removing a large wooden spoon from the wall. She shrugs and starts after the others. Nicole, Rachel, and Waverly run through the homestead.
There's 10 traps on the homestead. You gotta do a full circuit check every 2 hours. I thought the curse was broken. Shout out for evidence. There's all sorts of things in the woods now. And one of them, this big ugly troll wants in here bad.
They run up to a ditch to find Doc standing with a bear trap between his legs.
Thank you for the exceptional cut. Welcome.
Rachel, Doc. Rachel, so.
Doc tips his hat.
Don't move.
Nicole jumps into the hole.
I am rather determined not to.
Nicole releases the trap.
Oh. It is good to see you, Sheriff Hart.
No, these days it's just no. or that crazy ginger bitch.
Waverly helps Nicole out of the hole as Doc shifts uncomfortably.
God, I'm so glad you made it, Henry.
Well, you smell aggressively bad.
Yeah, we use skunk juice to bait the traps.
Wynonna isn't marinating in skunk juice in one of these, is she?
wy-NOH-nə is in jail.
What?
They have framed her for the murder of Randy Nedley.
Waverly and Nicole appear shocked.
Who are you?
You can call me the sheriff.
Okay, then you can call me an Uber.
A prisoner eyes the sheriff through a glass prison cell.
Back away from the class, 6133.
Dude, there's a guy in there. I'm not going in there.
Yeah, main cell's chock-a-block, but believe you me, he's far from the worst.
The sheriff pushes her into the cell and closes the door.
Assless chap, I want my phone call. I want my phone call.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
I demand a phone call.
She swivels.
Local no good, Wynonna Earp.
Ah! I thought I'd be safe in here.
Oh, you didn't have to steal your pudding cup to establish who's boss. Nice.
Demons and famous demon hunters.
Casey bows ceremoniously, and Wynonna appears perturbed.
Back up 1 sec. Pretend I haven't been here for, say, a year and a half and just explain to me.
Since the town was evacuated for the forest fires?
Say I remember that.
Oh, well, the townspeople left. The demons came. You know when there's like a bush party and nobody knows you started it, but everybody hears about it somehow? They all just start showing up.
Everybody shows up for Bush.
Yeah, the townspeople were allowed to come back home, and there was like an ongoing demon rager centered around the woods.
She appears thoughtful.
Stairs.
I'm not staring. Also, I'm only a half demon, so please don't shoot.
Casey, don't be a weenie. I don't even have my gun anymore. In here. Obviously, the sheriff would have taken it.
Cool.
She leans against the glass.
So the woods are full of monsters.
Crawling with them. These days, the only place scarier than in here is out there.
A cube van drives down a snowy country road. It arrives at an intersection and stops in front of a bloody animal in the middle of the road. The truck driver looks down at the bloody wolf with apprehension and looks up in fear as claws pierce through the top of the cab. Grotesque hands peel back the metal, and the driver looks up in horror. A view of the homestead.
I have a half-knitted scarf I was making him for Christmas. His waders are still in the barn.
Yeah, I know, Waves. It's tough to think of a world without Randy Nedley.
How can he just be gone?
It's months of chaos after the evacuation ended. People came back, yeah. To be blunt, others just disappeared.
Kate?
I saw her on one of the evacuation trains, but beyond that.
With Jeremy and Robin?
Jeremy's getting by, though I haven't heard from him in months. Robin.
Waverly appears thoughtful.
How could we have been in that garden for a year and a half?
We were not. Time must be differentiated fluid in some manner.
Yeah, God, it's such a mind frog. I mean, how old even am I? I missed so many property others.
I feel that.
At least if we'd have lived the past 18 months, it would be easier.
There's nothing easy about those months. Not a thing.
No, I didn't mean it like that. Not like that at all.
It's no almond milk. It's so hard to get some things. Sorry.
Please, don't say you're sorry anymore, okay? You don't need to be.
What you have done, Sheriff.
Doc stands up and walks over to Nicole.
Nicole, it's nothing short of heroic. In the face of all adversity, you alone kept the homestead safe.
But Rachel, and the Earp shotguns, and Wynonna still hasn't come home.
Nicole sits next to Waverly.
They have to let us see her. There's a new demon bar out on Horsehead Trail.
And though, given the circumstances, it is but a trifle, is there word of my Charlene?
Doc leans against the windshield of his burgundy muscle car and smiles while shaking his head gleefully. He hops in and starts the car with an excited smile. He presses down on the clutch and puts the car into gear. The car's wheels spin as he accelerates down the snowy road. Doc walks into a club and walks down a long, dark hallway.
Vacation is over, asshole!
It is time for a holiday.
A bouncer in a suit approaches Doc.
Club's members only.
Well, here, Armand.
Doc uppercuts the bouncer and pulls out his revolvers.
Salutations, pigs of the glory hole.
He frowns.
That really nameless retreat?
Why should I obtain by force that which I can obtain by cheat? John Henry Holiday, born 1851, Griffin, Georgia. Ain't it?
Doc reluctantly shakes his hand.
I'm the proprietor of this retreat. Sure you wouldn't rather cheat than force your way?
Bring me this garden, unless you fancy kissing Harmon too.
parts of that scenario which I found enticing.
Doc smiles and the bouncer pulls out a smoke.
In fact, research.
It's demon bar. I think we're not thrilled to welcome an undead legend.
Amon smiles as Doc puffs his cigar.
Not the worst thing I've been called.
Amon looks over at a stage.
Welcome to my glory hole. That's right, bonbons. It's time for your nicest vice. The mistress of the ruthless.
A woman steps on stage.
Portia control.
Doc and Amon watch closely as the woman dances in a tight blue dress while waving a large tassel. She sings into a headset and steps toward the curtain. Doc pulls on his cigar.
If they think they're gonna lock up my sister for the maybe murder of my favorite sheriff, present company accepted, of course.
Present company, not the sheriff.
Yeah, and what the hell's that about?
Yeah, you haven't met the they yet.
Nicole, I am gonna go to town, and I am gonna kick so much ass, I might go up a shoe size.
Nicole smiles.
God, I missed you, Waverly Earp.
Waverly reaches into a closet.
But how do I, an adult woman, own this many fuzzy garments? Well, it's only because I organized it by fabric. I did faux fur, flirty florals, feminine flannels.
Nicole flashes her a smile.
You saved it all. So carefully. Yeah, everything I could anyway.
Waverly eyes the window.
Hey, Rachel! Not like that. Honestly, it's like this girl has never milked a skunk before. You're saying all these words like they make sense. I gotta go save her from herself. Come back safe.
Nicole kisses her forehead before walking away. Waverly appears thoughtful. Wynonna sits in a cell with Casey.
What are you in for?
I split out one of my customers. I thought she was a Medusa.
Because of how high you were?
No, because she was a Medusa.
He seems dismayed.
Purgatory is such a hellhole now. Why stay?
Wait, how'd you get around the problem with the border?
What problem with the border?
Oh, did I not mention that? Okay, after all the demons moth to a flame the Ghost River Triangle, some government dick pickles set up like a quarantine around the place.
Ooh, so people can't get out now?
Demons can't. Reg peeps can.
Good.
Wait, not criminals. There's no way in hell why they're letting you out.
This is a Russian doll of suckage. Inside an arbitrary border, there's a hellmouth. Inside that's a demon bush party. That is a jail. And inside that, I'm at the mercy of a Dukes of Hazzard reject who wouldn't know justice if it spectacular in his butterscotch face.
Yes, sir. You have a visitor.
Good.
She eyes Casey.
Give me a heads up next time.
You were in the zone.
My client has the right to a trial.
Your sister will get one. That's the whole reason I brought her in instead of letting the town hang her.
Waverly bristles.
I'm issuing a writ of habeas corpus.
No! These dick pickles are gonna have to show us a body.
That is literally what habeas corpus means.
You two want to let me know when you slap fighting? Because I got a hell of a backlog.
Oh, you've got a backlog? Buddy, apparently I haven't pooped in 18 months. I have a backlog.
Motion to strike that from the record?
Motion denied.
Nice of you to join us, Magistrate.
A woman walks up to the sheriff.
Magistrate?
The family member here would like to register a judicial complaint, Your Honor.
Yeah, I don't do those. I just like the part where I'm all judging.
It's regarding the Earp case.
The magistrate turns and glares at Wynonna coolly. Wynonna cracks an awkward smile.
That's that? That can hear you.
You need to manage this one carefully. There was an incident downtown, and people are watching.
Ooh, fun.
Can we not refer to the attempted execution of my client as fun?
Can I speak with you for a moment privately? In my office?
The magistrate eyes Waverly.
Cute outfit.
She follows the sheriff into his office, and Wynonna swallows.
Is this our plan? Is this our entire plan? No, of course not. Wynonna, we're gonna prove you didn't kill Nedley. Yeah. Doc's all over it.
Doc stands beside Amon watching Mercedes dance on stage. She bends her knees and flicks her tassel before ringing it with her hands.
Behave, bunnies. Or don't.
Mercedes licks a set of vampire fangs, and Amon turns to Doc.
What a day.
Do you want another brandy, Alexander?
I wish I could offer you something different, but my supply trucks keep getting eaten by the woods. And what with this county technically dry these days?
Amon shrugs and heads for the bar as Mercedes approaches.
Letdowns. Alley-oop.
Oh, careful now. You will make your bunnies jealous.
Just love when I serve them up all that bloodsucker realness.
I'm telling you. Was it Kate?
What? I'm not a vamp. Realness means faking it? God, keep up.
Wait, so you are not actually a demon?
I just let them think that I am because it's safer that way. Does that tell you then what this town has become?
Wynonna is in jail.
Frick. I was worried about that.
What really happened to Natalie?
When Wynonna left him with me, I tried my best to Meredith Grey that magnificent old bitch back to health, but eventually he did a runner on me.
Why?
He was oozing, and he smelled like a teen boy's feet coated in blue cheese. Worse than you.
You paint quite a picture, Portia.
I tried my best. But this place was getting real, and after a few days, he took off into the woods.
With a monster soul.
Mercedes nods and Doc stands up.
You must come and attest to that.
Doc, this isn't the world that you all left.
You must produce Natalie, either alive or dead. We must find him.
Mercedes stands up.
I can tell you where the people leader is. It's out at Grizzly Flats. Maybe you'll find something to show them. Doc, they say his claws are like if Wolverine impregnated a chainsaw.
He purses his lips.
Thank you, Mercedes.
Doc walks off as Amon watches from the bar while eating a strawberry. His eyes turn red momentarily. The magistrate argues with the sheriff.
Can we try to? No. They got a lot of guys working for them, wherever they are. Yeah. What if they're all demons? Exactly, and I don't have my shiny thing that makes peace.
I have an announcement to make. So,
The magistrate holds a megaphone.
you think that our jails are too crowded and our courts are too slow? Think there's nothing to do in this lame-ass town? Think we need a little bit more junk in our trucks?
Is she asking me?
And as always, we aim to please, and we're here to fix any problem you guys think you might have. So, lock up your daughters and lube up your saucepans. All of our jailbirds will be competing for one get-out-of-jail-free card in the first ever Randy Nedley Memorial Chili Cook-Off for Freedom.
Wynonna closes her eyes in disbelief.
Is this real life?
Might be for you, but I'm dead.
A banner reads, "The Randy Medley Memorial Chili Cook-Off for Freedom." A man plays the piano as the magistrate walks into the bar.
Hope you're ready to stumble, because this tummy is starting to grumble.
She is grade A USDA certifiable.
Just be glad you weren't here for the Tops Off dance-off.
Or, I don't get it. What's her endgame?
Ugh, classic bread and circuses, brah. Keep the populace fed and entertained, and you can get away with all kinds of devilry.
Yep, okay, your trash talk's a little all over the place.
Hey, they set people free after these contests. I've seen it. What if this is the only chance for us to get out?
Waverly and Nicole walk in.
Wynonna.
Wynonna turns and looks at Nicole with surprise.
What?
Nicole runs up to her and wraps her arms around her.
Thanks for getting her home. I only did it for me. Yeah, like everything you've ever done. It's been a while.
Wynonna studies her.
A long while, apparently. How are you holding up?
PG. Hey, I brought a few things from home. Is that against the rules?
I feel like the only rule is don't tell the Empress she's got no clothes.
Well, she's deaf, got no panties. What? She jumped up on a desk. I couldn't help it.
Is she waxed?
And that's the first toot of the Randy Nedley Memorial Chili Cook-Off for Freedom, with a lot more toots to follow. Now get cooking, left. Cook!
Do we put the cheese in first? Probably, right?
Wynonna tosses the cheese into a pot.
Okay, yep.
We're on it.
Dog trudges through a snowy forest and ducks under a fallen tree with his pistol drawn. He steps forward and crouches down in front of large tracks in the snow. He follows the tracks. A close-up of the large footprints. Blood is splattered on the driver's side of a cube truck as Doc steps around it cautiously. He holsters his gun and reaches for the handle of a rear roll-up door. He unlatches it and pulls it up to find several wooden boxes stacked on top of each other. He pulls out his knife and pries one of the boxes open, exposing a case full of glass bottles.
Oh, sweet honey lamb.
He puts a bottle of liquor back into its case and climbs into the truck. He pushes up the roll-up door and steps toward a box full of cases before freezing. He turns around to find a large, hairy creature walking towards him. His eyes widen, and he presses his back against the truck wall.
Come closer now. It is time. We bet.
The creature strides toward him. Casey and the other prisoners cook chili in the bar.
Woo! You want a t-shirt? You want a t-shirt? And you get a t-shirt. Oh, in the nads. Now they're also XXL.
Probably better not to be sheriff while she's got her hands on that thing. Imagine the lawsuit. I never imagined you giving up the star. How hungry you are.
I didn't give it up. Showed up, reincorporated the town, made herself magistrate, and elected her own sheriff. So,
He stopped her?
One time for politics, I had Rachel in the homestead for people to look for. And I did look. Hard.
Where'd you look? Up on your outlaws?
Don't come at me about it, okay, Wynonna? I know I let everybody down.
Nicole, I would never say it.
Are you two chatting? I need those onions stat.
Yeah. Yes, Chef. Come here.
Okay, now for the pressed Satan.
What? We're making vegan chili?
Maybe how's she supposed to win anything with vegan chili?
Wynonna dumps Waverly's cutting board.
Not today.
The sheriff approaches Nicole.
Afternoon, Miss Osmond.
Sheriff Claiborne?
Makes a change to see you back in town. I hope that means there's no hard feelings. About the election.
Well, I didn't have as much time to campaign. Or your other rumored advantages.
Nice to have work right now, though. I mean, that is, if you feel the homestead is safe with a teenage girl in the case.
Nicole eyes the sheriff.
Good luck with the chili.
The sheriff nods and walks past Nicole, who forces a smile. Waverly appears concerned and approaches her with a frown.
Hey, oh, you have your little worry wrinkle. There are things Waverly every night in those traps. The most really wants inside. You're worried about Rachel. What do you want? You're sure to mind?
Waverly smiles and plants a kiss on her lips. Nicole appears anxious and runs off as Wynonna looks on. Wynonna turns around and walks over to Casey's station.
Give you $20 for half your bacon.
You don't have $20.
Wynonna steals his bacon and dumps it into her pot. The hairy creature approaches Doc. Doc fires his revolver at the creature and it recoils from the bullet's impact. The demon glares at him and Doc's expression softens. The creature snarls, exposing its large fangs, and strides toward Doc, who hops out of the truck. Doc starts to walk away but stops to grab a bottle of liquor from the open case before darting away.
Rachel!
Nicole comes outside.
Not that! Nicole, I'm okay.
Rachel looks toward her.
Okay? Don't make it more painful by mommy. What happened? I'm out rebaiting Trap 7 by Poplars, and you scared away the skunk earlier, so I used kombucha. What? It kills all kinds of things, you know, like intestinal parasites and... Ow, ow. So I'm filling up the trap, and it runs in, you know, the big crusty one? But then, you know the old-timey cowboy dude? Daddy Blue Eyes? Doc? Yeah, he's on the hill, and he's yelling at it to come get him instead.
Did he kill it?
No, but he shot it.
Okay, you are coming inside and is my mommy boy.
Wynonna licks a small amount of chili off of a wooden spoon.
Oh my god, it's edible. Try it.
You threw stolen beef and a can of anchovies into my vegan masterpiece.
The magistrate fires a t-shirt over their heads.
Shove that thing up her canned anchovies.
Criminal, take it. Criminal chili heads. As you all know, I excel at having opinions. And I was going to decide today's winner all by my lonesome, but a little voice in my head was like, don't be such a greedy skanks, toilet Cleo. So I asked the second prettiest girl in all of Purgatory to come help me out. So slap your bits together for your Miss Kidney Bean, Chrissy Nedley.
Chrissy walks on stage wearing a sash and a tiara as Wynonna and Waverly look on in disbelief. Chrissy's smile fades and she glares at Wynonna.
Oh, you're gonna win.
Wynonna covers her mouth.
Turn out the lights in case it's attracted to them.
Nicole turns off a lamp as Rachel lies in bed at the homestead.
It's here.
A shadowy figure runs past the windows.
It's Dr. Mustache. We have to save him.
Doc presses himself against a window and Rachel appears concerned.
It's gonna break the glass. Nicole, you have to let him in. Nicole! Wake up!
Rachel pushes Nicole and she comes back to her senses. Rachel opens the door and Doc slips inside in a panic.
That felt like it took forever.
Yeah, I bet.
Rachel and Doc move away from the door as Nicole aims her shotgun at it with a fiery expression. Nicole peers through the bullet hole.
You carried a bottle the whole time you were running? You are goals.
No, he is not goals. He needs water.
Or maybe he needs...
Don't say kombucha.
Thanks for distracting the crusty booger beast, right, huh?
Yeah, thanks, Doc.
Do not let me sit here for more than 10 minutes. I am fixing to return to the woods.
For what?
Complete the job. That is a host animal.
For the little puffballs. I saw it leaking from the wound.
I believe it has slowed a little.
It's time we strike back.
Doc nods.
It might be okay.
I'll never
So,
get used to that.
clearly some of you didn't want it bad enough. Seriously, 4 of those chilies was just hot diarrhea with beans.
Certainly mine.
So, thank you for attending the first Randall Nedley Memorial Chili Cook-Off.
If you leave out the for freedom, so help me, I will treat you to an actual bowl of hot diarrhea.
For freedom. My father had a complicated relationship with this cook-off. If he were here today, he would say Oh God, no one cares, Pissy. Who won?
The magistrate snatches the envelope.
And today's winner of our get-out-of-jail-free card goes to...
Waverly crosses her fingers and shuts her eyes.
Wynonna Earp.
Waverly and Wynonna appear shocked.
Winner, chili dinner, I win.
That was you, Sally.
Listen, you can have the rest of my chili if you want.
I'm good.
Chrissy reads the paper inside the envelope. The magistrate hands Wynonna a trophy and she gives it. The magistrate motions behind her and smirks as two men walk toward Wynonna. Waverly tries the chili and gags.
It tastes like peppermint, but this is why. Have your chili queen!
Waverly watches as the men apprehend Wynonna.
That's why.
The magistrate checks her pockets.
Where are those keys?
To my new car? Wow, this contest says everything.
Holt, for sharing Claymore, doesn't like it when I drive department vehicles, but he can have a big old gag of my gavel.
Did you forget the freedom part?
Yeah, not till you get to the border.
I'm not leaving town.
Don't worry, I can get you out. I know people.
No, I mean I won't.
Do you know how many Purgatorians would have murdered for this prize? Oh, weird. I just realized that that's exactly what you did.
The magistrate...
But you're not a revenant.
The magistrate purses her lips.
And if you were really powerful, you'd just kill me.
The magistrate presses her tongue into her cheek.
Yay!
She reaches on top of a safe.
Keys! Wish I knew what we were up against so we could prep a silver bullet or a wooden stake. Sorry, Doc.
Understood?
Okay, don't yell at me, but the creature did make a Chewbacca howl when it stepped in the puddle of kombucha.
For the last time, homebrewed mold juice will not defeat pure evil.
It smelled like pure evil. When it was leaking, like blue cheese and boy feet.
Did you hear someone say that?
It dealt it. I simply smelled it.
Look, I'm not suggesting we refrain from hunting it,
Hell, I would.
but I looked into its eyes and I remain unconvinced it is our enemy.
This thing wants to take Waverly's home and our ability to think of anything else. I found this in the trap last year when you guys were
Gone for too long.
Doc touches her shoulder.
At first I thought it was irrelevant, but then I figured it out. It's a Hawaiian shirt, Doc. It's Nedley's shirt.
He eyes her in realization.
Thing killed him, and now we need to kill it.
The ball puffers are parasites, and they took over something. Someone. Someone that always comes back to you, Nicole. What if the ogre didn't eat Nedley? What if the ogre...
Is Nedley.
Doc's eyes widen and his jaw tightens.
People will find out about the contest about you not keeping your word.
One, how are they gonna find out? And two, what does an Earp know about keeping their word, huh? That is priceless. You are a liar.
So this is personal.
The magistrate glares at Wynonna and pushes her down a ravine. Wynonna tumbles through the snow with her hands bound. The magistrate walks down the hill.
Now, this is hereditary. Daughter of Earps.
The magistrate lets go of Wynonna's hair and pulls her leg back.
Besides, we have to keep feeding something to this monster. Whatever it is to keep it out of town. See, Sheriff Holt and I, we know what it takes to get dirty jobs done. And if that dirty job
The magistrate hogties her.
happens to be you, bonus. Now scream.
Wynonna winces.
Eat my vegan Satan.
See, they lied. You're not even fun.
The magistrate punches her.
Beastie Boy! Come and get it!
Wynonna appears frightened as the magistrate walks off.
Where are you going?
Oh, to sit in my car. Take a few pics. Maybe bust my muff if the mood strikes.
You're so weird.
The magistrate walks up the hill and turns around with an amused smile.
Previews are over. Looks like the creature feature's starting. Get away from her, skin toilet! For the record, I don't feel it.
We did a knife for scissors.
I have teeth.
The magistrate runs away.
She's got a weapon.
Oh, frickin' pigs always do. Go, Susie. Wait, stay there.
The magistrate opens a case in the trunk of her car. Waverly runs up the hill and grabs her. Waverly throws the magistrate to the ground as the beast steps toward Wynonna. Wynonna looks up at the monster in fear, and the magistrate stands up and grapples Waverly. They jockey for position before Waverly kicks her in the crotch.
Waverly!
Waverly slaps the magistrate. Doc and Nicole appear wielding a lasso and a water gun.
Hold the fire.
It's Nedley.
Waverly wields a t-shirt cannon and picks up her satchel.
Doc, flank him on the back. Waverly, find your position.
Doc, Nicole, and Waverly run down the snowy hill and sprint past Wynonna towards the beast. The magistrate hops into her SUV before peeling away. Doc sidesteps his way around the beast while swinging a lasso, and Nicole hits it with the tip of her water gun. Wynonna looks on incredulously as the three of them surround the beast. Waverly fires a t-shirt out of the t-shirt cannon, and Doc throws the lasso around the creature's head. Wynonna smiles as Doc wraps the rope around the beast and stumbles to the ground. She laughs as the beast falls to the ground, dragging Doc behind it. Nicole and Doc jump on the beast while Waverly secures its legs. Nicole fires her water gun, and large pieces of the creature's mottled fur fall off, exposing bare skin. They scream and struggle to keep the beast pinned down. Wynonna looks on with a smile. Waverly, Doc, and Nicole look down in shock to find Nedley lying naked on the ground with the lasso wrapped around his chest. Nedley wakes up and looks at Doc with a puzzled expression. Nicole looks down at him with relief, and Nedley turns his head to lock eyes with Wynonna, who smiles.
Wynonna? What did they do?
You survived, Nedley. That's what you did. You made it home.
Nedley nods at Wynonna and looks up at the others.
Fuck yeah.
They appear stunned. Waverly cuts a zip tie around Wynonna's feet.
Nedley, I'm not coming any closer until you put this on.
Wynonna fires a t-shirt at Nedley's head.
Enough crime today.
Wynonna pushes herself up as Nicole helps Nedley into a seated position.
Nicole, what's going on?
You are not in possession of your own faculties.
Nedley nods in understanding.
Why do I taste skunk?
That may be me.
He eyes Doc.
That's some intense, brother.
Waverly approaches Nedley as Wynonna stands up and locks eyes with Doc. They smile and nod at each other before Doc walks away. Chrissy walks downstairs into the bar and appears shocked to find Nedley walking in the front door wearing nothing but a long t-shirt.
Dad.
Chrissy.
Oh my God. Dad.
Chrissy wraps her arms around him.
They told me you were dead.
This stubborn mule. Not yet.
Where were you? What happened?
I really don't remember.
Might be for the best. Might be. Look, we think you'll be fine, but just for fun, maybe keep him away from small game.
Chrissy nods before shaking her head tearfully.
I don't even know how to say it.
I know.
Just since the evacuation, this place, it got to me and I
Needed us and were hurt when we weren't here.
Chrissy nods with a pained expression.
Won't happen again.
Chrissy nods and Wynonna smiles before approaching Ned.
Hey, you.
Nedley looks up at her and Wynonna hugs him awkwardly.
It's good to have you back.
They embrace each other and Waverly looks on with a smile. Wynonna pulls away from him and steps toward the door. Nicole turns to follow her and Waverly out.
Nicole?
Nicole turns toward him.
You should get Chrissy out of here while you still can.
She turns and heads for the door. Nedley processes her words with a solemn expression before slowly turning to face his daughter. He forces a smile, and they stare fondly into each other's eyes.
You did the chili cook-off without me?
Chrissy wraps her arms around him. Doc places a bottle of liquor on a bar counter in front of Amon.
Here I thought all my flirting was getting me nowhere.
Well, there is more where that came from.
That? Get my slacks off in a snap.
Because that would be a challenge.
I paid for that truck and its contents, and I'll be french fried if you're gonna sell my own property back to me.
Except, I know where it is. Nah, but I suppose I could sell said contents to the human bar in town.
Let's not get off on the wrong foot.
Amon stands up tall.
I also suggest that you acquire protection for your next order, and that would be, well, yours truly. An experienced hand with local knowledge who can then safely convey said truck right to your back door.
Amon smirks.
What would you require in return? Something to quench that vampiric appetite. When was the last time you fed?
My hunger is none of your concern. What I require is something more tangible. Future favor. In 2000 alone.
Robbery.
Precisely. And at a reasonable cost, but I assure you, I am the best.
Doc stares into his eyes and Amon appears pleased. Doc offers his hand and Amon takes it and brings it up to his mouth. Amon kisses the top of his hand.
You smell like heaven.
I know.
Doc steps away from him and turns his head. He tips his hat at the bouncer and walks away. Amon appears thoughtful. A time lapse of a full moon rising over the horizon and a mailbox with Earp written on its side. Waverly's lips wandered down Nicole's cheek toward her neck.
Having trouble remembering. Are you like these lips? You seem to be figuring it out.
They smile and nuzzle each other.
You know, the garden tried to fool me. Thank you. You did? I'm not close. But I would have known in a second. You know, every curve. Every sigh. Every taste.
They kiss before being startled by something outside the room.
wy-NOH-nə, her midnight snack in the pantry door? She never met a thing she can slam. Yeah, I guess I've forgotten.
Nicole appears anxious.
I love you, Nicole Hahn. And I can't wait for the rest of our lives to unfold.
Nicole looks off to the side with a troubled expression as Waverly tucks her hair behind her ear.
Can you tell me about your year and a half?
Nicole eyes her with a tense expression.
I'm sorry, I'm just distracted. I gotta go check those traps. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Can I come with you?
Nicole cracks a slight smile.
Oh, I see.
Nicole eyes her anxiously before heading for the door. Waverly appears concerned and hops off the bed. A red SUV pulls up to a border checkpoint, and an armed guard walks up to Chrissy's driver's side window.
Expect a day to return? Never? My dad's birthday's in August. I have to get my supervisor.
The guard walks away, and Chrissy turns on her radio. The guard hands Chrissy's wallet over to a man who examines it and steps toward the vehicle. The man hands Chrissy her wallet.
You're clear to go.
Chrissy leans toward him.
They're back.
She eyes the man before putting the car in gear and driving off. Jeremy watches her go with a thoughtful expression. The homestead is lit up by a single lamplight. wy-NOH-nə approaches Rachel inside.
I'll move out to the barn now that everyone's back. Which is good. Take the bed. You've earned it, kid. Besides,
She sits on a windowsill.
I'm better in the cold. Okay, Jon Snow in a B-cup. And I'm not a kid, wy-NOH-nə.
wy-NOH-nə cocks her brow, seeming thoughtful.
Why'd you leave Monument? When you're a person who's gone through some stuff, and you see somebody else who's a good person also going through some stuff. How bad is Nicole? She was alone for a really long time.
wy-NOH-nə pauses to think.
Well, thanks for taking care of my friend, Rachel Valdez. Thank you for noticing. Wynonna Earp. The Earp heir.
Rachel bows her head and wy-NOH-nə studies her. Rachel purses her lips and wy-NOH-nə inhales sharply.
Listen, my bed, yeah, comes I milk.
Rachel drops the pants into a full hamper.
Your fringed leather jacket, though.
wy-NOH-nə eyes her reproachfully.
Push your luck, small Des.
wy-NOH-nə walks away.
Good night. Good night, Wynonna.
Rachel smiles. wy-NOH-nə walks into the barn and turns the light on. Black badge agents surround her at gunpoint.
Bellows, Japs.
Hands up.
Like I said, so good to be home.
Her head is covered. Starring Melanie Scrofano, Tim Rosen, Dominique Provost-Chockley, Varun Sangha, Greg Lawson, Danny Kind, Martina Ortiz-Louise, Noam Jenkins, Ty Olson, Savannah Basley, Andrew Fung, and Dana Christina. $724 Films, IDW Entertainment, Cineflix Studios, Bell Media Studios.